Level 1. You wake to a bloodless light. The house hums its usual hum. You notice a seam in the living room wall where no seam belonged, a thin line of shadow, a brass knob where plaster should be. You freeze. The coffee pot clicks off in the kitchen. The house sounds different. Waiting. You approach. Your fingers find cold metal. The knob is warm to the touch, like something breathing behind it. You search the frame for new paint, fresh screws. Nothing. No sign of construction, no dust, no footprints. You tell yourself it's a prank. You tell yourself it's a trick of sleep. You reach for the knob. When it turns, the house exhales. Level 2. It opens onto a corridor that shouldn't exist. Narrow. Low ceiling. A single naked bulb swings on a wire. The air is wet and tastes of iron. The corridor runs longer than the house. Doors line both sides, numbers stamped in rust, dates scratched into wood. Your phone dies at the threshold. No signal. The bulb throbs. A low mechanical voice counts down somewhere beyond the bulb. 60. You step in. The door clicks shut behind you. You glance back. The wall is solid, no handle, no seam. You are suddenly very small in a very long place. Level 3. You try doors. Some are locked. Some open on empty rooms. One reveals a child's bedroom, untouched by time, toys in a circle, a teddy with one button eye. Another door opens to a bathroom where the mirror is fogged with names already written in condensation. Your name appears on the glass next to a date you don't recognize. You hear footsteps far down the corridor, not yours, not rhythmical, fast. Then a white flash of paper taped to a door. Do not open more than one. It takes a life. You laugh, then the laugh is thin. The voice counts down again. 40. There is a pressure building in the air. A faint metallic tang, like a city about to go under. Level 4. You find one door ajar. Light leaks around it. You push, and a rush of wind slams you into a room that is your living room, but empty. The couch is draped in a sheet. Dust motes fall like snow. On the coffee table, a photograph. You. Same shirt, same watch. But the photograph is older, yellowed, and beneath it, a timestamp that reads tomorrow. Your pulse spikes, your foot shifts, and the floorboard sighs. From somewhere else in the corridor, a voice wails. It could be a man, could be a woman. It says your name. The countdown whispers from the bulb. 30. A note taped to the back of the photograph. Swap, step through, take their place. One out, one in. You understand in a way your stomach does not like. The house is making a ledger. Level 5. You move faster. You test doors like probes. Each room offers a shard, a shopping list, a ring, a child's drawing, a burned match. Photographs on mantles show faces with empty eyes, dates, names. Some cross out, some circled. You find a door that leads to the basement. The smell there is older. The room is full of boxes, each box labeled with a name and a day. In one, your toothbrush. The voice from the bulb grows urgent. 20. A man sits on a crate in the basement. Water drips on his shoulder. He looks at you like someone who has been waiting a long time to be chosen or rescued. He stands, he says, "They told me the swap ends at the edge. You have to pick." You ask, "Pick what?" He smiles without humor. Who leaves? Who stays? Level 6. You run the options through your head like a butcher examining cuts. There is a door with a child's laugh inside. There is a door where someone you know calls your name with hope. You find yourself at the center of a balance. The house will let one person through for each it takes. The mechanism is old and pragmatic. It wants parity. You think, take the exit, save yourself, leave the man in the basement, but the house clamps down with a physical kind of logic. The corridor tightens. The bulb pulses. 10. You reach a door that must be the exit. Light beyond it bleaches the edges. A note reads, "The other side is your home. Only one may pass." You place your hand on the knob. Your mouth tastes like pennies. Level 7. You force the door. Resistance. The house fights back. It wants a ledger cleared. You make decisions like a surgeon. You throw yourself at doors. You open some and close them on screams. You close some and listen to dull thumps from the other side. Time compresses. The voice. 5. The man from the basement grips your arm. If you go through, someone takes your place. It is how they keep balance. You must either pick a name or become the swap. You pull your hand back. Pick who? He nods to a photograph torn in half on the floor. The top half shows a face you love. The bottom half shows you asleep in your bed. Your heart folds. Level 8. You choose with your hands shaking, not because it's easier, but because the house refuses to let you think for 20 more seconds. You close a door on the sound of crying. You open a door to find a man you don't know who begs to be let go. You see your reflection in a pool of water and recognize the blankness there. The bulb flares. 1. You make the only kind of choice left. You step through the exit. The corridor screams like paper tearing. Doors slam. Somewhere behind you, a sound like a body falling cuts off in a small final thud. You stumble into your living room. Sunlight pours across the floor. The couch is where it always was. The TV hums. Your house is the house again. You breathe. Final level. Your relief is a small animal. It scurries and hides quickly. The photograph on the coffee table is warm. You pick it up, hands sticky with someone else's dust. The timestamp is now this afternoon. The face in the photo smiles like you, dead to yesterday, alive to now. You look down and see a smear on the floor that wasn't there, a shoe print you didn't make. You glance to the doorway that you think isn't there. The seam is faint, but real. It shifts in the corner of your eye. A new bulb swings where no bulb hung before. Your phone vibrates. A text appears, not from any contact. Thank you. It worked. You stare at the screen. The message timestamp is 1 minute in the future. You turn back to the photograph. Behind the smile, there's a detail you missed. A ring on the hand, an old scar, a child's doodle on the back. You flip the photo. The back has a message in handwriting you know. You owe us a choice. There is a slow sound from the wall. A click. The brass knob on the seam turns from the inside. You aren't sure which life is worse, the one that ends or the one that continues. The house has put its tally in the book and closed it. It breathes. It waits. The man in the basement was never rescued. The child in the room never left. The person who walked out a minute before you is already wearing your life. You crouch. You touch the floor. You find fingerprints that do not match yours. You find an imprint of a name you do not remember. The door has moved. The corridor is closing around you again. You stand. You run to the seam. Your hand finds no knob this time. The wall is solid. The house has counted you. The ledger is balanced. You listen for the mechanical voice. Silence. Then from behind everything, a soft, almost friendly whisper that sounds like the house itself. See you tomorrow. You pound the wall. The plaster takes the blows and keeps your fists. The house keeps what it needs. You back away slowly. You run to the window. Outside, the street looks right. Neighbors watering lawns, a dog barking. Someone across the way is waving. They do not know what walked through the door. They will not know until the house decides to open again. You sit. You look at your hands. They are trembling. On the table, the photograph cools. You fold it. You slide it into your pocket like evidence. Above the hum of your heating, you hear the faintest scrape. A movement inside the house that is not yours. A step. Not human. A new bulb clicks on in the corridor. Somewhere, another seam forms. You realize the truth in a single, clean moment. The door will return. It will come when the house is ready to balance its debts. And next time, the choice might be nastier. The rules might be stricter. You are alive. For now. But you carry a photograph of a life that is not entirely yours. You have a future stamped as if borrowed. You make a vow that is useless and necessary at once. You will watch the seams. You will listen for the bulb. You will count the seconds. Outside, the neighborhood goes on. Inside, the house keeps its quiet accounting. A soft knock at the inner wall. The brass turns. A small voice, or a voice made small by the machinery of survival, calls your name again. You stand. The house opens. The door opened again. And this time, it called my name. Subscribe to Beyond the Story for the next mystery.